How you doing?
Good to see you.
Is that the other
It's
that
Bob
guy?
Dean, look at that.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, for God's sake.
That's what I said.
You want to see?
He's another hero.
Yeah,
like
let's
a
sit down.
Listen, if you guys don't mind me puffing on a big cigar,
No, yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Got my name on it.
All right.
My dear friend Bob Dean. Everybody knows Bob Dean.
Of
In
energy.
my opinion,
Yes.
I don't think we can change anything. Period. The powers that be over this earth are far, far too well established, too highly technically superior. So the only hope I hold out is that there is a higher force in the universe that's going to protect its creation. Because I believe we are a creation. Someone has
I just
created
said
us.
that. I just said that.
Did
Were
you?
you listening to me?
I know I
He's
heard.
projecting.
I know I heard that somewhere.
Right. You guys are all. in
No,
the
I've
same conference.
always believed that we are someone else's work, and whoever created us,
We are a work in progress.
we are work in progress.
We are an unfinished product.
Boy, that's the truth.
I got 3 words for you.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Still love you.
Okay. Thank you much. Thank you much, my buddy.
But a lot of it, Jordan, it's about your self-evolution, isn't it? You
Well,
know, it's not about changing everything
No,
around you.
I think the whole show going on the earth is about them. Whoever they are, they're here, and we are their creation. And I believe, just my take on it, I believe that whoever it is that's created us knows that we are in trouble as a creation. And if they don't step in to do something to save the experiment,
Would you do
to
me a
save
favor?
the human experiment, then we will ourselves destroy ourselves, one way or the other.
I will disagree with you. I love you and respect you, but I will disagree with you. We are a precious experiment. We are too precious to lose. We are too precious to fail, which is why we've got so damn many good friends in high places that are going to help us make this transition.
Boy, I sure am happy to hear that.
Yes.
Because we certainly have a lot of enemies in high places that mean us to be slaves.
Well, there is a hierarchy out there, Jordan, you know that.
Huh? I know.
And the top levels of it are primarily spiritual. And people say, what do you mean hierarchy? And I jokingly refer, but it's not a pun, it's not a joke, to that pyramid on the dollar bill. It's unfinished, and there's a big eye above it. That is pretty much a representation of the hierarchy.
That's right.
And that eye represents the power that is in control.
Yes, and I've actually done videos on that very subject. And as a matter of fact, that very symbol on the dollar bill is actually in the Old Testament and the New Testament in the Bible. People look at that symbol on the back of the dollar bill and never realize that symbol is talked about in the Old and New Testament
Well,
of the Bible.
ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
I mean, the universe is filled with human-like beings. This pattern is not an accident. It's pretty well worked out. You know,
Highly efficient.
you know, 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, upright, a head. It's a pattern that has developed and evolved over eons of time. And that's why you find that about 90%, I don't know where it is, the majority of life forms, advanced life forms out there, are humanoid. Now there are those who aren't.
Of course, but it's a big universe.
Oh, it's infinite. But it's amazing how many life forms out there are humanoid.
Yes.
Because the pattern is practical. It's been worked out over eons of time. Evolution itself led to this process of a humanoid life form.
I look at this whole thing today on the earth as a cosmic problem. It's not political. It has nothing to do with the U.S. opposing Russia. It has to do with humans opposing the God. They created us.
Because Jordan, it's
Creative
not
force.
just spiritual. You can be spiritual, you can be on the scientific side, but everybody feels that something's coming. Everybody feels
Well,
that
they
it's out
should,
of order.
because it is. It's on the way.
Yeah.
People always ask me if I see a light at the end of the tunnel. I said, yeah, it's a train coming. So
Now, I've chided you before. Behave yourself.
I'm trying, but I'm getting worse.
I remember vividly what it's like out there on the other side. I was there before I came here. When I leave here next week, next year, maybe whatever, I'm going back. I've been there. That's my home. If you remember what it was like, you want to go home.
Yeah.
That's one reason why the process is designed to erase your memory before you incarnate again. Because if you remembered where you came from, you remembered what home is like, you want so much to go back. You know, the little infant crib deaths.
Yeah.
No reason why. The little guy's in the crib and he's breathing one moment and he's dead the next. I think a lot of that is that little tyke remembered home and he looked around.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, hell, I don't want to
right.
be here.
My parents are rich.
God damn it, I'm on planet Earth again.
Yeah.
You think there's something to it when you come out of your mother, you're crying? The first thing that you do is the cry that you're here, that you're going to have to deal with, I guess you could say, the passion or the suffering.
Well, I like what, I think it was Rodney Dangerfield said. He said, when I was born, the doctor took one look at my butt and my face and told my mama she had twins.
Yeah. Can I ask you, like, you know, I kind of mentioned it to you, Jordan, before, but like you guys as a collective group, I know when you guys started this out, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, are you happy seeing the constant growing of the interest in all of these, like, alternative knowledge that's not the norm?
Well, I'm not seeing a whole lot of it because I'm kind of like a recluse in these last few years. I've become so disenchanted with what I was doing, what I thought I was doing. And I've, you know, for so long I've been thinking that there are always going to be a few people who are listening, but I'm not really making much of a headway on. You know, and I figure after 50 years of talking, I don't know if anybody's really getting the point of the seriousness of who we are. Because there's so much silliness going on with games and game shows and entertainment that the human race is being deflected from the real issues. And that's who are we and what's happening to us and where are we going.
What's your feeling on it? Do you see the growing interest? Do you see it, or has it always been?
I see progress. I see that there is an expansion of consciousness. And I see a lot of it as a result of effort on the part of you guys yourselves to expand your own awareness of reality. You're players. You're part of the player of the game, see? I mean, the game is about you. And you're an active participant in it. And yeah, I'm very hopeful. I've been shown the future. I really have. When they had me out there for 6 weeks, it almost drove me insane, literally, the whole reality of it. But I've seen the past, I've seen the present, and I've seen the future. And it's all part of one. They're not separate. And that, you can't come to terms with that. I couldn't. I still can't. I can't sit here with you this afternoon and tell you I understand that yesterday, today, and tomorrow, it's all the same. But in a spiritual sense, in my infinite, immortal spiritual being, there is no time. Time is a human construct. We invented it. Of course, we're living here in this linear, three-dimensional physical world. We incarnated it. And it's the way it's designed. It's been put up, it's been set up that way for us to incarnate, spend 50, 40 years, whatever, 70 years, whatever. And then the old carcass, the container, wears out, we wear it out, as I have. You know, I've been hard on this old model.
That cigar ain't helping.
This 1929
Was
model
it
that I'm
late now?
driving
Yeah,
around
exactly.
in,
What the
I
hell?
haven't been easy to it, you know. I had it in 2 wars. I've taken it into 3 marriages.
That's war itself.
That's
Looking
hard
at my
buddy.
second
five
marriage,
wars.
make that
Yeah.
4 wars, you know. I have not been nice to this old carcass. And the knees tell me about it, the shoulder. I've lost my hearing.
Tell them about your experience when you were a child and fell over the cliff.